Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Motorsport Manager. And we finished off last race with another first place finish. So that's jumped Mustafa El Sadat up to 9th place with 89 points, and he's right behind 8th place and 7th place. So actually we have a really good chance of jumping up a number of places with Mustafa if he has another fantastic finish like he's had in the last two races, both with first place finishes. I don't expect that to continue, but I didn't expect to get first place last time, so you never really know. In any case, let's go ahead and take a look at the next race. So we've got acceleration is crucial, low speed corners crucial, top speed useful, so it's still important. Now I think we have top speed handled, acceleration maybe not as much, and our tires are soft mediums, and it's going to be sunny in practice and cloudy on race, so maybe it could rain, maybe not, we'll have to see. In any case, let's go ahead and hop into the mail here. So that doesn't have anything to do with us. Hard fought win. We already talked about repairing the cars. Okay. We have an interview. Do you have time to answer a few questions? Why not? That was a great win for Mustafa El Sadat. What was the key to success? Okay. I'm going to give it to him because I think he won that. Honestly, I didn't expect him to win. Yeah, I'm going to say he's an immensely talented driver. Okay, Alex Rogers struggled, finished down in 15th. I could say he needs to drive better in the future, because honestly, that was somewhat of a disappointing performance from him. But honestly, I feel like maybe my pit strategy wasn't correct either, because he was doing okay, and then he started dropping down, and it might have just been poorly timed pits or pit decisions on my part. So I'll just say he'll bounce back soon. All right, that's it. So I just wanted to see how I felt about the drivers. And we did finish suspension. Unfortunately, we won't be needing it as much for this race as we, I think, needed it last race. But we're going to be repairing, so I can't improve parts just yet. I could design a new part. That would put us back into the red more than likely, unless I did something that was more affordable. More than likely, I'd want to go with gearbox. Let's just see what our current parts are like. So our current gearboxes, we've got... Oh. Where is the reliability of my parts gone? Maybe they break down over time? Or maybe it's because they haven't been repaired. That could be the case as well. So for a second there, I was scared because I saw the reliability. It's probably they just need repaired. So let's be patient there. But as far as our gearbox goes, we have a decent one, but we don't have the next level. So that would probably be a good idea. So let's build that. So design new part. We're going to build a new gearbox, which definitely will put us down the red because gearbox is one of the more expensive ones. It's the second most expensive part we can build. But we can get it up to good level, which we haven't yet done. So I would like to do that. So gearbox. All right, so we've got reliability for the first level. I don't think I necessarily want that because we can always work in reliability. But on the other hand, I don't want the risk level yet because we don't have a way of dealing with risk levels, and I don't want to get penalized after a race, especially if we're doing as well as we've been doing lately. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the acceleration plus 10 and reliability plus 10%. But preferably, I'd like to do something different over here, unless we can do 2 slots of this. If we can do 2 slots of this, then I'll do this. All right, so we've got plus 2 days, plus 15 to max, plus 20 overall. This gives us another risk level, so there's a lot of risk level with the gearboxes, it looks like. I want this. Doesn't look like we can take another level here, so let's just go with the extra reliability and extra acceleration for right now. I don't think that's going to necessarily improve the maximum for this part. As a matter of fact, it's also increasing the cost, but it will make us be able to build it more reliable. Quicker, and also we get the unlock here if we build this. So I think it's worth doing. Let's go ahead and build the part. Again, we're going to be in red doing this, but I think we'll be okay. Now, we may have the possibility of getting new sponsors here because this slot is now empty. So, we'll have to see what happens here. But hopefully, we'll get some upfront cash to answer the drop in cash we just got. All right, well, I think that's everything we need to do for now. So, let's go ahead and continue. Okay, car repair is now complete. And we do have a sponsor offer. As a matter of fact, we have 2 sponsor offers, I'm assuming. I probably have to go back to the screen here. Hold on. Car repair finished. Sponsors. There we go. Let's see what the offers are. All right, so this one is, if we're second or above, we get $1 million. Now, we've been finishing in first, but I think that's a more risky pick. On the other hand, though, we get 100,000 up front and then 650,000 if we finish second or above. I think this was more or less the sponsor we had last time. I could wait for a better sponsor, and it's probably worth doing that because our other sponsors are, if we finish 9th or above, we get 450,000. I mean, this right here is a better sponsorship deal than that other one. And then our other deal is if we finish 13th or above, we get 200,000. Now, that's going to last for a couple more races, and this one lasts for 1 more race. So I think we will just be patient here and wait a little bit longer. But let's go ahead and go to the car and start improving parts here. So we still have some reliability things to improve. The real thing we want to improve, though, obviously, is the new part that we just got, the suspension part. So we're going to get that reliability up. And I also would like to get improvements for that suspension part that just popped out. So if I could, I would like to... I mean, right now we're improving brakes that we don't really need to improve. So I'm going to cancel this one. Yeah, I'll cancel all of them, to be honest with you. And we'll just go with the new suspension here improvements. And then we'll go with the brakes behind it. Because, honestly, there might be a good reason to upgrade these. Because I could switch out this guy for one of these guys. Because, honestly, that bigger red line, there's no other real benefit for this part. I mean, it's just me kind of learning the game and making some mistakes early on. Oh, that was reliability. I meant to improve parts. There we go. I mean, that's still good because the reliability isn't up either on those parts. All right, so we've got those things done, but we want to get the reliability done so that we're good for the race. And we're only going to finish this 1 day before the race. Probably we'll finish this part. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. All right, so that's everything we need to do. So let's just go ahead and continue again. All right, so I'm going to assume we got some more sponsorship deals because we have a little pop-up here. We have 1 new offer. All right, so we've got all 3 are second or above. I'm going to take this just for the upfront cash because I think going for a bonus of second or above is a risky one to take. And I don't think that we're at a level where we can guarantee getting this. So this would give me more cash in theory if I was consistently getting second or first every time. And in theory would be great, but to me, I don't think that's the safe call right now. So I'm going to just take the upfront cash. It's only for 4 races, so we can always come back later. And I don't think we're going to get more than these 3 offers here. So I could be wrong. We could wait a little bit longer because it doesn't really matter. You know what? I'll wait a little bit longer to see if we can get more than 3 offers. Yeah, why not? So we still have 17 days. Let's just continue again. So we're going to have the Asia Pacific series having a race. Okay, we'll continue. We can pause on our own if we want to. All right. We got something in the mailbox. Okay. Okay. Somebody's going to be departing somewhere. Let's just take a look at the driver. So we have no knowledge of him. because we haven't scouted him yet. So not much to say here. Really, we don't know if he's any good. We just know that he has poor morale. That's all we really know. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to assume that's going to be it for the sponsors. I'll let us resume one more time here, but I get this feeling that we're going to need to pick one of these three. Now, we do have the time to decide. Usually you have a couple races you can decide things on, but we're going to take the sponsor before the race starts. All right, so there's the World Motorsport Championship race. We're going to go ahead and continue here. All right, our gearbox got finished designing. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and, well, first we got the scouting report finished on Katie Linares. Not particularly a good driver. She's young, but she has absolutely no potential for advancement, and she is already part of a team. So, okay. What else we got? The gearbox finished. Okay, so we're going to want to go to improve parts. We've already got these guys up quite a bit. Let's go ahead and cancel them. And, while we're at it, where's the new gearbox? Here it is. We're going to start improving the reliability of that. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel this and improve that. Alright, so we might be able to get it up high enough, but that's now our new best gearbox. I'm not going to fit it just yet. I want to see, we're not going to get the reliability full for the race, but maybe we'll get it up enough that it will convince me to take it. But if not, it's not the end of the world. We can always use it for another race. So, okay. Moving along. Let's go ahead and go to our sponsors. I'm going to go ahead and take that one offer now. I'm of the opinion that the offer is we're only going to get 3 offers because it seems like that's what space you have on the screen. So we're going to go ahead and accept the one that gives us some cash now. And it is the lowest amount for getting second place. But I like the cash up front. If we never really use it, it's not the end of the world. And this, I think, is going to be the one that we continue with, because 450,000 isn't that much different than 650,000, so it's less risky in case we have a bad race, and, maybe we're challenging for first, but then we get in, a little bit of body contact, and we have to pit and repair things. This gives us a little bit of leeway in case something like that happens that you can't really, plan for. All right, let's go ahead and continue. All right. More scouting finished. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this guy's name. He's not a bad driver, but he is already on a team. Now, he's a reserve driver, but even still, he makes a lot of money. He makes more money than any of our drivers make. And if I approach him, he's not going to be interested. So we're just going to be patient here and wait. As a matter of fact, how is our drivers doing? As a matter of fact, Mustafa's getting up there in ability. Now, some of that might just be all the bonuses he has for winning races and some of the other things that are going on with him right now. For instance, he's still got the sim racing enthusiast bonus. He's got the refocused bonus. And the documentary is just for markability. So, not that big of a deal. But in any case, let's go ahead and continue. There's not really much else, I think, to do here. We finally got our scouting facility built, which should help quite a bit with things. So, that was for our staff. We now have the best staff facilities out of the group. We also have the best factories out of the group. And overall, we are kind of leading. We're not the top dog, but we are above the average. That's nice to see. And I think that scouting probably will help. Now, I don't know if I can tell right off that if there's going to be anyone we haven't scouted. Like, for instance, we have this person we haven't scouted. Or no. This person doesn't have a team? Seriously? Holy crap. We've got unemployed race drivers that are that good. I wonder if that's because we upgraded our scout facility, because I swear there was nobody that good that was that young. All right, well, let's see here. So, if we were to approach, all right, so, Chaser, modifier applies when in second place in the race and hates leading. Okay, so if they're in first, they lose a lot of their stats. Okay. But if they're in second place, they get a bunch of bonuses. That's interesting. Would they be interested in talking? They would be. All right, now, the problem is this person's probably a little too talented for what I'm looking for. Let's take a look at the other drivers here in the scouting. Because in this group, we also have this 18-year-old here, which would probably be at the same limits as Mustafa as far as potential goes, but is a little bit younger. Outside of that, everybody else is on a team so far. But look at all these guys now that I'm pretty sure this has to be the scout facility that is allowing me to do this, because I could have swore there was nowhere near this many young drivers that were unemployed like this. So I'm going to go ahead and start queuing up scouts here. We're probably going to run out of slots. I also think that she's working on more drivers at once. I think she was only working on 3 before. Yeah, so we're right there. So the scouting should happen faster. I'm going to, again, focus on drivers that are not employed. All right, so let's go talk to Angela Cassiani. No, not Angela Cassiani. Elliot Marsh here. Okay, Elliot Marsh is good at overtaking, fitness, feedback, cornering, and smoothness are poor. But they're expected to gain a little bit in that. So very good driver except for a couple things here. All right, well, what are you? Timesheet hero. During qualifying and practice sessions only. Well, that's not very helpful. Modifier applies during the driver's home race. So I guess if they're in England, they would have these penalties. And they're filming a documentary, which really doesn't matter. So mostly these traits are negative then, because we don't have qualifying, and I could care less if they do well in practice. So I would say Wilted Home isn't that big of a deal if they're going to be an overall more talented driver that has more potential in the future. Let's approach driver. They're interested. Before we do that, let me just favorite them so that we know that they're there. Let's go to our drivers and just see how much money they make. And I am aware that we're going to eat some cash if we end up canning Rogers. Although we wouldn't can Rogers, we'd probably can Peter Young here, which wouldn't cost us too much. Now, this move might not be really necessary at this point because we only have, I think, 3 races left in the season. I might be better off just waiting until this guy's contract runs out. But if we can get this guy for a song, I might go for it. So what I would like is someone that makes in between these two guys getting paid, right? So we've got $244,000 per race and $200,000 per race. Okay, so with that being said, let's come back and talk to Elliot Marsh here. So approach driver, start negotiations. All right, so they're already at a point that is in between that level. I'm going to say equal status. My status isn't too important, so they don't seem to really care. Wages aren't very important to me. We'll give them about the same amount that Mustafa makes, because I think that's fair for their talent. Otherwise, we pay them like that. They do want a short contract, so we'll be, well, see, that's not worth anything to me. End of 2016, that means I have them for 3 races. I mean, if they have good morale, maybe they'll re-sign. They're not really interested in a signing bonus. I wonder what will happen if I just offer them this very base contract that's, not for very much money. Because they apparently don't really care about many of these things. So we'll see. We'll go ahead. We'll offer them baseline contract. We're not modifying this at all. All right, I'll give him a little extra cash. So we're kind of on par where Mustafa is. That's it. I'm not going to do anything else because it's only for a few races. So let's go ahead and hit continue here. We sent him a proposal. Hopefully it's successful. If not, it's not the end of the world. Because they're not a perfect driver for me. It's an improvement, but nothing outstanding. All right. Well, it's time for our race. Let's see car-wise where we're at. So, improved the parts. We got them up to 84%. I think that's good enough to run on it. So, let's go ahead and fit the parts. We have, I think, a couple parts to fit here. So, let's just go down the list, make sure we've got the best that we can have. So, brakes, best we can have for right now. Engine, pretty much the best that we can have for right now. Gearbox, that's not true. So we're going to be switching this one up and that one up. So Mustafa's gearbox isn't going to be as reliable, but it should be better. So that should be a good improvement. And then here, we have the better suspension as well. As a matter of fact, it's not quite better than the current best suspension, so that will be going in Roger's car. So it didn't quite get up to 100%, but it's close. So I think we'll be okay with a gearbox that's 84% and suspension that's 92%. But, it might be a liability. We'll have to see. All right, so now that we've done that, I'm curious. Our car, we're still far behind in car. Driver, we're not so bad. And if we get that upgraded driver, we might be one of the best teams for drivers. Headquarters, it doesn't really matter. Staff, we're still kind of behind. Sponsors, we're still a little bit behind. But hopefully those things that will improve. Let's go ahead and continue here, though. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the 9th or above. Because I think we have a realistic chance of that. And part fitting, we just took a look at. So I think we're fine with that. So let's go ahead and go on to the race. And as we've done in the past, I'm going to be doing the practice here in this video, and we'll do the race in the next video because of, I don't want this to be an hour-long video, because it probably will be if I do that way. Keeps things a nice, consistent about half an hour. That's what I usually go for. All right, so time to set up the cars. So we'll be using Rogers and Mustafa, and if our contract goes through, maybe the last race for Rogers as our secondary driver here. And we'll start with Rogers. So forecast is to be sunny. We need a high amount of downforce. So we'll get that to about there. That looks about right. We'll have to see. Handling, we need to go more in this direction. All right, well, we'll go up a little bit here. And then move a little bit with the suspension. Now, fortunately for me, the moves that we were making for the handling is also helping our speed setup. I'm going to try this setup. It might be a little bit too far this way and too far that way, but we'll see. Tire choice. Do we want to go with softs? I might go the more conservative route with Rogers and go with medium tires. Although he is the one that has a mechanic that can fuel faster. So you know what? We might want to do more aggressive pits. So we'll go softs for him and confirm. And for Mustafa, I always like giving him the best chance to excel here, so we're going to have him have softs. So again, we're going to have high downforce here. Maybe a little too far. That looks good to me. And then handling. Oop, there we go. Oh, I'm going in the wrong direction with these. Okay. Anyway, oh, see, we need to go in the other direction with this car. That's the one thing that I was not seeing initially. It's weird how that works. I'm guessing the different engines and gearboxes are the reasons that that is the case. So we need a little bit longer setup on this car. I'm going to try this, although maybe I'm going to back off a little bit there. See how good that works for us. And then tire choice, we'll go with softs. All right, I think we're good to go, so let's take the practice. As I said, I like to get the best chance here to set up the cars myself, so, which is why I like to do the practices rather than skip over them. Okay, let's send you out. And we'll immediately speed time up here. So Rogers got out before Mustafa did, which is fine. I believe we did this track before, maybe not this exact setup, but it seems familiar. I think that this one has been modified a little bit for more of a handling game. Okay, the suspension is struggling with all these tight corners, guys. All right, so we're not quite off on the handling. All right, speed setup is good for Rogers. That's good to hear. Downforce feels bang on. Nice job. All right, so we've got 2 positives. So Rogers is in 4th and 5th now. I mean, that's going to change as the day goes on. All right, so 2 positives for Rogers. And I think 1 negative. I don't remember what the negative thing was. Or maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. But I know for a fact we have 1 negative with Mustafa. Okay, so 2 negatives with Mustafa. All right, they're coming in. Go ahead and, well, they've got most of the lap to go, so there's no reason to slow down yet. Did eat up the tires quite a bit. So it's the handling that he doesn't like, seems like. All right. So we're good, okay, good. So really, we're not bad with him at all. Let's see what else we can do here. So we're good there, okay. So it just means it looks like we need to bring it down slightly. And I mean slightly here. Usually when you're on okay, that means you're pretty darn good. So do we risk? Trying to bring the speed balance back to where it was, but get our handling a little bit more on target. I think that's good. I don't want to move things too much around. All right, let's send him out. Keep on the same tires. All right. Then here comes, ooh, speed balance is terrible for him, huh? Okay, so let's see what we get here. So, yeah, speed balance is way off. We were too well over where we needed to be. And handling, it's kind of hard to tell which way we need to go. I think we need to go more towards oversteer here. So, back that way. And then we need to back this like way over here. You know, that might actually be going a little bit too far with the handling. I'm not sure. We could always do, like, finer adjustments here with this stuff, so... So we'll do that, I think. I hope that's not going too far with the handling, but the speed balance should be definitely better. Let's send him out. We might not have it perfect on his car, but hopefully this will improve things. Alright, away we go. Okay, Rogers is out. Now we're doing not so great in practice. This, you know, is typically what we see with our practices is not performing particularly well. The last race was an exception, which might have been the reason we did so well. It's because we had everything on target. But maybe if we get our cars set up a little bit better, we'll do a little bit better in practice. Feels much better. Gear ratio is excellent. I don't think we really changed that on Roger's car. I think it was mostly just handling, so we want to hear that back from him. Alright, handling is still not great for Mustafa. I have a feeling we might have gone a little bit too far with him. Alright, well, we've got knowledge of the tires. Okay, aero setup we already knew, so that's nothing really helpful, fortunately. Alright, so I don't think we really gleaned anything that makes me know if we set up the cars any better than they were. And we finished 15th and 19th in practice. So back on form there with a not so great performance. All right, well, let's continue through here. I'm sure we're going to hear things like, oh, what are you guys doing? Actually, nobody said anything about our performance this time. All right, so we've got forecast sunny. So we shouldn't have any issue there. Yeah. No plans for rain. In any case, I think it's going to be a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.